Somewhere on the edge of a forest in Cryptadia, a mother dinosaur is laying her eggs. She is a 7-ton Nodder Titan. Each coconut-sized object is carefully placed in a deep trench. Tenderly she buries her clutch and then abandons them to their fate. Out on the fern prairies, the rest of her gigantic herd grazes. She is one of a great family of dinosaurs called the sauropods that have dominated the land for over 100 million years, and still to this day, they are the largest animals that will ever walk the planet. Welcome to the Titans of the Island.
Cryptadia, as an island, is known for its prehistoric megafauna still surviving to this day, and that is what draws people in, as many tourists try to take even a glance at one of these majestic prehistoric beasts. But none attracts guests more than the mighty titans of the island. These sauropods are found everywhere across the islands, from the plains and fern prairies to the forest jungles and even swamps, for they are the keepers of the islands, farmers in a sense, that they keep the plant life in check from overgrowing, while also spreading the seeds of various plant species to new areas to grow a perfect and delicate balanced ecosystem. None will challenge their reign. In this video, we will go over 2 of the 3 species of sauropods known at the island, because the third species I didn't work on just yet. The Insular Magnosaurus and the Nodotitan. Millions of years ago, during the Mesozoic, specifically the Cretaceous period, Cryptadia reconnected with Africa once again, as volcanic activity created land bridges between the 2 land masses. From there, many species of dinosaurs, pterosaurs, and other megafauna made their way onto the island. Some were the famous carcharodontosaurs and spinosaurs, while others were the lesser-known noasaurs and crocodiliforms, but most notable and common travelers were the rapachisaurs, such as Rapachisaurus itself, or during the early Cretaceous, Niherosaurus. As the new larger sauropods, they quickly became the top animals of this new land, outcompeting any local smaller sauropods without issue, or just relegating them to the shadows. No one knows how these animals' descendants survived to the modern era, as the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs should have killed them off too, and the entire island by all means. But strangely, the island's inhabitants survive. The Insular Magnosaurus deus, meaning Great Island Lizard God, is by far the largest living land animal alive today, weighing in at an astonishing weight of 12 tons for the largest males and 10 tons for the largest females, and length of up to 20 meters from tail tip to head, and a height of around 5 meters, small for standard sauropod sizes, but still gigantic in terms of modern day standards. These titans live in herds that travel from one point of the island to the next, grazing on trees, ferns, cycads, and anything else they can get their massive stomachs on. These sauropods sing and bellow all day as they eat and socialize. It is said while we can't hear most of their sounds, we can most certainly feel it on the ground and in the air around us, and what we can hear is an almost bellowing, eerie yet strangely beautiful haunting sound. Found most commonly in the savannas, grasslands, and fern prairies, these titans spend most of their day grazing. However, there is a less common variant, or morph if you will, of the Insular Magnosaurus found in the swamps. These creatures will find all they can eat while keeping an eye out for constant predators, not for themselves but rather the smaller members of their herd. For even the mightiest beasts must be wary in this land, as the regal monarchs who roam these parts can turn brutal in a matter of minutes. The carcharodonaventrix, huntress queens of the titans, though barely half the size of the sauropods, their numbers and superior speeds make up for it, if they rarely ever hunt these fully grown healthy adults. But the young or the sick and elderly are uncommon prey for these giant killers. When in packs of 5 or sometimes more, it is guaranteed that at least some form of engagement will occur. Equipped with sharp dagger-like teeth, they have the ability to wear down an unwary sauropod. But it is here where the Encelomagnosaurus will deploy their best defense. Sheer bulk and weight, as the adults circle each other, pointing their tails out and armored backs to where the carcharodonaventrix group will surround them, keeping their heads in the circle, and any foolish carnivore stupid enough to attack this defensive circle will be met with a swift whip to the face, and, if knocked down, will then be stomped to death by the giants. Thankfully for both parties, for the most part, these defenses work most of the time, and in just a few minutes, usually the hunting party will leave. But if they do smell a form of weakness within the herd, there may be fatalities. Fights between males of this species is colossal, as when bulls do fight, it starts with a massive shouting match and stomping on the ground. This goes on for a few minutes, but if neither party disengage, the two will fully fight, slamming into each other with their massive necks and shoulders to the point any smaller animals nearby could potentially get turned into paste, biting and scrapping each other with their foot claws and teeth. These giants, once fully coated into battle, will not step out until one is down and gives up, usually leaving a dead carcass for the hungry scavengers to feed, while the victor takes his prize of mating all the females he so wishes to. Once the mating is done, the male will leave the rearing of the young to the females. Life as a baby Encelomagnosaur is a dangerous one, were it not for their mothers, as these little critters will need all the help they can get. The herd will stay with the nests until the babies have all hatched, but it only takes a day or so before they begin to move and the babies must follow. If they fail to catch up, then they are left to the mercy of the island, where many, many carnivores lie in wait for an easy meal. As for how the herd works, it's usually led by just the largest bull with the females, and the young following close behind them, with smaller bulls standing all the way at the end to serve as protection for the females and young. Usually the sick and old are always at the very, very end, leaving them to die at the hands of the many carnivores. The Nodo Titan, the armored Goliath of the island, are as untouchable as the Encelomagnosaurus in their own ways. Though only weighing 7 tons and being 23.5 meters in length, they make up for their lack of size with immense amounts of armored plating, and by living in large herds of up to 60 to 70 individuals. These titans are analogous to Diplodocus in the way Encelomagnosaurs are analogous to Brachiosaurs. These creatures are commonly found in dense woodlands and in open fern prairies, as these animals spend their days eating away at every fern, root, nuts, and flower they see. Due to the large numbers of individuals in a herd, the ground below them will be usually dug up and many rich nutrients are left behind by the massive animals, resulting in many smaller animals following close behind them, and carnivores following them, and so on. When these animals do battle against their own, it rarely ever gets physical. At most, they would walk next to each other, nudge each other with their osteoderms, and then simply do a low-frequency bellows. We cannot hear, but they most certainly can. Males will sing their songs for days, miles away from their opponent, before finally meeting in person. And when they do, they usually just kick up dust and debris, displaying their dewlap by flashing it with colors of red, yellows, and oranges, and continuing their song. Usually, whoever has the more impressive display wins. If push does come to shove, the animals will just simply nudge each other with their tails, but not to the point of any form of injury, but simply enough to annoy the other away. Against carnivores, on the other hand, there is no room for mercy, as a herd of these titans on a stampede would most certainly cause doom to whatever is attempting to hunt them, as they would be able to easily crush any foolish carcharodonaventrix or any other carnivore trying to bite through their tough armor. When it comes to the babies of the species, the adults don't do anything other than provide protection via proximity, and once the herd has laid their eggs, they leave the babies to their fate in the edge of the forest, and once the herd returns to the nesting sites, which is usually when their babies have hatched and grown for at least a week, those that have survived that 1 week of pure terror will be guarded by the most impenetrable living fortresses to ever exist, if they manage to keep up with the herd. And once in their adolescence, they're largely safe from most of the carnivores, except the monarchs. In their subadult years, they largely stick to the ends of the herds, where the weak are rooted out and eaten by the many dangers of the island. Hey everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not as good as the rest of the videos on my channel, and as you can tell, I haven't been as motivated as much lately due to IRL complications that I'm not going to get into about, but they're mostly clear now, and well, I can get back to making videos again. Again, I apologize for the 2 months, or almost 3 months, lack of uploads and updates, but well, here we are. I'll most definitely be revisiting this in the future, improving the quality of the video, editing, and art, etc. In the meantime, though, I do have an announcement for those who have made it all the way to here. I am working on a Discord server, which I'll launch at around the 1-year anniversary of the Spec Evo channel. Thank you all to those who have been supporting me, been here since the start, and I hope you guys will be here further till the end. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye!